You're not in trouble. He's just difficult.
Difficult. That word felt too small for the monster he was. He once even sprayed air freshener around me when I walked in. We can't have whatever autism germs you carry around infecting my office. I didn't cry, not because it didn't hurt, but because I'd trained myself not to. But that day, I think I broke a little. It was Tuesday, the worst day of every week. I was eating my sandwich, same lunch every day, same seat, same corner. Routine keeps my world balanced. Drake stomped in like he'd been summoned by the devil himself. There you are, my little malfunctioning robot. I froze. He slapped my sandwich out of my hand. You eat the same thing every day? God, no wonder you have no friends. That wasn't even the worst part. He grabbed my noise-canceling headphones, my lifeline, and tossed them into the trash. Here's a new routine for you. Stop being weird. I felt something crack in my chest. My name is Eli. I'm autistic. I say that proudly now, but back then, it was the reason I was everyone's favorite punchline at Linton Tech Industries, or rather, their boss's favorite punchline. His name? Mr. Drake Linton. CEO, founder, resident monster. He didn't just walk into rooms, he stormed. When he talked, computers trembled, interns cried, and printers jammed out of fear. He was 6 feet of stress, sweat, and sarcasm. And for some reason, I was his favorite target. Every morning felt like walking into a battlefield, except the bullets were insults, flying casually from behind Drake's expensive oak desk. Eli, you're late again. Oh wait, I forgot. You run on autism time. He made air quotes. He loved air quotes. They made him feel smart. But here's the thing. I wasn't late. I was early. He just liked saying it. He'd also do this thing where he repeated what I said in a childish voice. I need extra time to process the new software. Oh, you need extra time. Should we get you flashcards? The entire office laughed. Not because he was funny, but because they were terrified not to. And the things he did to other employees? Well, it happened on a Tuesday, during one of Linton's infamous productivity checkups, which were basically him walking around looking for someone to bully. Poor Jerome, quiet guy, allergic to office dust, coughed once. Just once. Mr. Linton froze mid-step. Who did that? Jerome raised his hand gently. Sorry, sir, just a dry throat. Before he could finish, Linton grabbed his own keyboard, a heavy mechanical one, and hurled it across the room like he was pitching in the World Series. It smashed against Jerome's desk, keys flying everywhere. If you need to die, do it on your own time, not during my work hours. Jerome sat there shaking. Humans cough, you demon! Linton leaned in, inches from Jerome's face. Next time you cough, take a sick day, or resign, preferably resign. One day, Sarah, team lead and single mother of 2, was quietly working when Linton stormed over to her desk. He squinted dramatically, shielding his eyes like she was shining the sun at him. What level is your screen? Sarah blinked.
Normal?
Normal for who? An airplane pilot? A lighthouse keeper? Turn it down! Before she could even touch her settings, he reached over and yanked her monitor's power cord right out of the outlet. The screen went black instantly.
My files. I didn't save.
Good. Maybe losing work will teach you how to be considerate. Sarah just sat there, eyes wide, trying not to cry. Mr. Linton strutted off. I swear this office is full of sensory terrorists. Sensory terrorists? Bro, I'm autistic and even I think you're being dramatic. One day, 2 interns, black interns, Mark and Daniel, spent an entire week on a data project and proudly presented it to Mr. Linton. He glanced at it for barely 5 seconds before rejecting everything. Mr. Linton claimed he wanted it redone not because of any errors, but because he didn't like their faces that day. When the interns protested that it made no sense, he slammed his hand on their desk and yelled that he didn't care about making sense. They were to redo all the work. Defeated, the interns walked away carrying their ruined week's project, while I whispered to them that karma was on the way. And it rode a motorcycle. But with me, he went further. One day during a presentation, I had rehearsed my presentation for 3 weeks, slides color-coded, transitions smooth, scripts practiced, everything perfect, because routine brings me peace. Right before the meeting, I walked into the conference room and froze. The first half of my slides were gone. Just empty white screens. Sir, my slides, they're missing. Mr. Linton leaned back, arms crossed, smirking. Oh, maybe you didn't save. I did. Multiple times. I tested it. He rolled his eyes dramatically. Then maybe you need a better brain. My chest tightened. Did you delete them? If you're really as smart as HR says, you should be able to improvise. Go on, show us. He waved at the boardroom like I was a circus performer. I stumbled through the presentation, stuttering, sweating, losing my place. My voice cracked. The room blurred. When I sat down, hands shaking, he whispered, "Next time, rehearse being normal." At work, I never told anyone at work about my autism. It was private, mine. But during a department meeting, Linton cleared his throat and said, "Before we start, just a quick reminder." He pointed at me. "Everyone be patient with Eli, he's autistic." The whole room turned to look at me. My heart stopped. "Sir, why would you—" He cut me off. "It's nothing to be ashamed of. We love diversity here, even the complicated kinds." People shifted uncomfortably. Someone whispered, "Oh my God." Linton grinned proudly, like he'd just won an award. Anyway, back to business. Just like that, he ripped away my privacy. Linton did even worse. I follow my strict routine and eat at exactly 12 p.m. That day, as I grabbed my lunch bag, Linton blocked my path. "Where are you going?" "Lunch break." "No lunch today." I need to eat now." "You'll eat when I say you eat. You're not a robot who runs on strict programming." "Oh wait, maybe you are." I sat back down, dizzy and overwhelmed, trying not to cry from the sensory overload. One day, after correcting Linton's data mistake, he dragged me into the supply room and turned off the lights. I panicked in the darkness while he taunted me. Sir, please. Cool off in there. Maybe it'll reset whatever glitch you're having." I stayed trembling on the floor for 10 minutes. When he finally opened the door, "You done malfunctioning?" Another day, same week, HR called me in one morning.
Eli, we received a behavior complaint.
From who? She slid the paper across the table. Linton's handwriting was unmistakable. Reasons for complaint. Walks too quietly. Breathes rhythmically. Does not smile enough. Stares at screens too long. Has unusual posture. The HR rep looked embarrassed.
I'm really sorry, Eli. We have to file this because he's your supervisor, but this isn't a real complaint.
I swallowed hard. So I'm in trouble for being myself? She sighed.
You're not in trouble. He's just difficult.
Difficult. That word felt too small for the monster he was. He once even sprayed air freshener around me when I walked in. We can't have whatever autism germs you carry around infecting my office. I didn't cry. Not because it didn't hurt, but because I'd trained myself not to. But that day, I think I broke a little. It was Tuesday, the worst day of every week. I was eating my sandwich, same lunch every day, same seat, same corner. Routine keeps my world balanced. Drake stomped in like he'd been summoned by the devil himself. There you are, my little malfunctioning robot. I froze. He slapped my sandwich out of my hand. You eat the same thing every day? God, no wonder you have no friends. That wasn't even the worst part. He grabbed my noise-canceling headphones, my lifeline, and tossed them into the trash. Here's a new routine for you. Stop being weird. I felt something crack in my chest. I cleaned the trash off my headphones, walked out of the building, and didn't stop walking until I reached a place where I always felt safe. My Uncle Rex's bike garage. He was the leader of the Iron Vipers, a biker gang so feared that even police officers waved politely whenever they passed. He was also my favorite person in the world. He saw me walk in, eyes puffy, holding crushed headphones. Kid, who do I have to bury? I tried to talk, but my words jammed. So I just sat, took a deep breath, and told him everything. Every insult, every humiliation, every shred of cruelty Drake had unleashed on me and my coworkers. Rex didn't interrupt. He just listened, and his face got darker with every sentence. When I finished, he cracked his knuckles. So this clown thinks he can bully my nephew? He's my boss. I don't want you to hurt anyone. Hurt? Boy, if I wanted to hurt him, he wouldn't be breathing. But revenge? He smirked. Revenge is an art form. I swallowed. Uncle Rex, please don't kill him. He patted my shoulder. Kill him? Nah, I'll do worse. And that was how the Iron Vipers declared war on Drake Linton. What followed wasn't just revenge. It was a biker-engineered psychological opera, starring one lead actor. It began 3 days after I told Uncle Rex everything Drake had said about autistic people, everything he'd said to me, to others, and the times he humiliated employees on purpose just to watch them crumble. That night, Drake was leaving the office in his suit, humming like he owned the world. He didn't see the Vipers coming, a sack over the head, hands tied, dragged into a van. He screamed the whole way. They drove him to Crescent Hill Cemetery, the old one where even birds refused to land. When they pulled the sack off, Drake was naked, shivering, surrounded by motorcycles, standing between tombstones under the moonlight. He tried to cover himself with his hands. Uncle Rex held up his phone, showing a picture of Drake's wife and kids. Look familiar, Drakey boy? How did you— Please, don't hurt them! We won't, but hear me clearly. If you ever look down on Eli or any human being again, this cemetery becomes your resting place. Another biker stepped forward and snapped a picture of naked Drake with flash. No, please, delete that, please! Relax, you'll get a copy. They untied him, tossed him his clothes, and walked back to their bikes. Uncle Rex returned and said, "You breathe one word to the police, and that photo becomes your family's next Christmas card." Drake collapsed onto a grave and sobbed. The next morning, Drake received a mysterious email. Mandatory compassion assignment. You will visit the Brookstone Autism Center today. Bring gifts, be kind. Consider it sensitivity training. He immediately obeyed. Witnesses say he spent hundreds on toys, books, sensory tools. He walked around the center, handing gifts to autistic kids like a trembling Santa Claus. Every employee saw the pictures. He looked terrified the entire time. A week later, Drake came to work whistling, pretending his life wasn't falling apart. He unlocked his office and froze. Because everything was gone. Desk, laptop, chair, backup chair, decorative chair, the plant, the carpet, even the office door. They lifted it off its hinges and took it too. He stood there in stunned silence. They stole the door? The whole office watched him stare into his empty, echoing office. He knew who did it, but he didn't report it. Because reporting it meant dealing with the men who kidnapped him naked in a cemetery. So he just stood there like a broken NPC. The day Drake snapped was a Thursday. He was leaving work late, alone, anxious, looking over his shoulder every 10 seconds. That's when the Vipers surrounded him in the parking garage. No masks, no subtlety, no mercy. He didn't even scream this time. He just sighed. What do you want now? They dragged him back upstairs into the empty building. Took him straight to the 4th floor restroom, men's, stall 3. Inside they had prepared a sleeping bag, a pillow, a roll of tissue shaped like a flower, a sign taped to the mirror. Since you treat people like crap, you sleep with it. They forced him inside the stall. Lights off at 10, boss man. You can't be serious. They shut the stall door, locked it from the outside with a metal bar, and left. He spent the entire night, sleeping beside a toilet, crying, whispering apologies to nobody, flinching at every sound, questioning all his life choices. When the cleaning staff found him at 6 a.m., curled up like a traumatized pretzel, he didn't even look shocked. He just whispered, I'm done! I'm done! I'm done! The next morning he called me into his office. Well, into the empty space where his office used to be. He sat on a borrowed folding chair, trembling like a leaf in a hurricane. Eli, I'm leaving! Okay, I can't do this anymore. I don't know who's been tormenting me, but I know it's my own fault. His voice cracked. I mocked your autism. I abused employees. I thought cruelty made me powerful. It doesn't. He nodded, tears in his eyes. He stood up. You're a better man than me, Eli, and I am truly sorry. Held out his shaking hand. I didn't want revenge to make me like him. So I shook it. He grabbed his coat, suitcase, and the little dignity he had left. That same day, he fled the state. Rumor says he moved to Montana and changed his name to Greg. Linton Tech hired a new boss. Soft voice, gentle, smiles at everyone. My co-workers apologized, some tearfully, forever laughing at Drake's jokes about me. As for Uncle Rex, he showed up with a new pair of noise-canceling headphones. These should block out loud idiots and fragile CEOs. I hugged him. He pretended to complain, but his grin said otherwise. And that is how my cruel boss learned that mocking an autistic employee is the last mistake you ever want to make. Especially when that employee's uncle runs a biker gang with the moral code of Batman and the methods of John Wick. If you enjoyed this wild ride, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, or the Iron Vipers might make you sleep in a toilet next.